morning students, I am Sumaya Kausav from Department of Statistics. So today we are going to start with the first chapter of your syllabus, that is Introduction to Statistics and some basic concept. So first we'll know it how statistics came into origination. So statistics we started using from the time the numbers started. So from the time we started counting, from that time onwards statistics was used. So for example, how many people are there in your family? That when we started counting, that is an example for statistical data. So whatever data, the numbers when we are writing it, that data is nothing but statistical data. You can take even the example regarding the kingdoms. So they needed how many population is there, the tax amount what they were collecting, and how many amount the expenditure what they were spending on the people of their particular area. So that time statistics originated, since again there it is represented in terms of numbers. So whenever we represent anything in terms of numbers, we call that data as statistical data. So statistics word, how it came into origination, that we'll study now. So it has originated from the Latin word status, Italian word status, Italian word statista, German word statistic, and French word statistic. So here the name is statistics, but the spellings are different. So statistics originated from the Latin word status, Italian word statista, German word statistic, and French word statistic. All these words name this, it means the same meaning, that is political state. All the words specify the same meaning, political state, and the father of statistics, the person who actually used statistic more as Professor R.A. Fisher. So Professor Ronald A. Fisher is known as the father of statistics. It is asked in 1 mark who is the father of statistics. Professor R.A. Fisher. And father of Indian statistic also we have father of Indian statistics. So he was the one who introduced or who constructed Indian Statistical Institute for the first time, and it is there in Kolkata, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. So father of Indian statistic is Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. So he is known as the father of Indian statistic, who introduced the statistical techniques in India, and we have Indian Statistical Institutes which uses completely the statistical techniques. And the first Indian Statistical Institute, it was there in Kolkata. Now we have in many places the Indian Statistical Institute. Then we'll be learning regarding the definition of statistics. Many persons have given the definition, and in your syllabus we are going to study 4 definitions given by 4 different people. The first definition, it is given by A.L. Bowley. So A.L. Bowley defines statistics as the science of counting. Since only count and then write. That was the statistical data. So he defined statistics as the science of counting. Later he redefined it as science of averages. So when we have the numbers, it is very difficult to remember all the numbers, and if we have averages, it is easier to remember. For example, if I have height of students, 100 students, all the 100 students height, it is impossible to remember. If I say that height of 10th standard student or first PU students on an average is 5.8. If I say average value, then this can be remembered for a longer time of duration. So because of that, he later redefined it as science of averages. So first he defined statistics as the science of counting, then he later redefined it as science of averages. So this is the first definition given by A.L. Bowley. The next definition is given by Boddington. So Boddington defined statistics as science of estimates and probabilities. So statistics is mainly used for the estimation purpose. Wherever we need the estimation, that time statistical techniques is used. So because of that, Boddington defined statistics as the science of estimates and probability. So probability is nothing but chance of occurrence. So again, how do we estimate and what is the chance of occurring that particular thing? If we study that, we call it as statistics. So Boddington defines statistics as the science of estimates and probabilities. The next definition is given by Croxton and Cowden. Croxton and Cowden defined statistics as the science of collection, presentation, science of collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. So here we are specifying it as numerical data. So always the statistical data what we have should be in terms of numbers. If it is not in terms of numbers, it is very difficult to give any conclusion regarding that. So Croxton and Cowden define statistics as the science of collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. So here first we collect the data. After the collection, we have to present the data in terms of, either we can represent it in terms of tables or in terms of diagrams. So that is nothing but presentation. After presenting, when we have the data in terms of table or in terms of diagrams, then we can do any analysis. You have learned a few of the analysis part in your high school, like measures of central tendency, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance. That are the analysis part which we'll be going to study in the next topics, analysis. So after collecting the data, we have to represent them in terms of diagrams and tables. Then based on that collection of data and presentation, we are going to do the analysis. And based on the analysis, we have to give the conclusion. Any data until we give the conclusion regarding that, it is incomplete. So we have to interpret the result. So we are interpreting the result based on the analysis. So interpretation of the data should be done. So statistical techniques when we have. So first step is we will be collecting the data, then we'll present the data. then analysis and interpretation of numerical data. So these are the three definitions of statistics. Particularly if they specify the name, you have to write that particular name definition, like define statistics by Bowley. Then you have to write these definition. Either you can write science of counting or science of averages. If it is asked about Boddington, you'll be mentioning it as science of estimates and probabilities. If it is regarding Croxton and Cowden, you'll be mentioning it as science of collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. If they have asked only define statistics without any name, then you can give any of these definition. And in particular, if they ask define statistic in singular sense, if it is mentioned, then you have to write the definition of Croxton and Cowden itself. Any other definition will not be carrying any marks. So define statistics in singular sense, then you have to specify the definition of Croxton and Cowden itself. I hope you have understood this. Then one more definition is there. I said 4 definitions we are going to study, and the last definition is given by Professor Horak Sechrest. Professor Horak Sechrest has defined statistics as aggregate of fact. Statistics is the aggregate of fact. Fact is nothing but data affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, estimated or enumerated, according to a reasonable standard of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose, and are placed in relation to each other. So this is the definition given by Professor Horak Sechrest. Statistics are aggregate of fact affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, estimated or enumerated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose, and are placed in relation to each other. So if they ask define statistics, for 2 marks you have to write the definition of Professor Horak Sechrest itself. In 1 mark if it is asked, you can write the first 3 definition, that is given by A.L. Bowley, Boddington, Croxton and Cowden. If it is asked in 2 marks, it is compulsory, you have to write this definition itself. This definition is also the characteristics of statistics. So I have written it point wise. The definition given by Professor Horace Sechrest is the characteristics of statistics. So first one, statistics are aggregate of fact. So always the statistical data should be a group of data. So any analysis can be done when we have a group of data. If we have single data, we cannot do any analysis. For example, if we have the marks of one student, you cannot give any conclusion regarding that. If you have marks of 3 or 4 students, that is more than one student if you have, then you can compare the marks of one student with the other student. I've taken the example regarding the marks. You can take any example, like even the height of one student, you cannot give any conclusion regarding that. We can compare it if we have more than 2 height of students. So always the statistical data should be aggregate of fact. It should be a group of data. So aggregate is nothing but group. Fact here is the data. So statistical data should be a group of data. If we have single data, we cannot give any conclusion regarding that. The next point we have, statistics are affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes. So one particular data will be affected by many other causes. So for example, you can take the example regarding the marks of students itself. So why the marks of students will be good? So if the student is scoring good marks, what is the causes behind that? It can be the good teaching, hard work of the student, good environment at school and even at the home, his intelligence power, all these matters. So one particular thing, so here I am taking, we have the data regarding marks and it is depending upon many other causes. So I'll write here etc. So one particular data, if it is affecting on many other causes, we call that as statistical data. So always the statistical data, one particular cause will be affected by many other causes. You can take the same one more example regarding the yield of paddy or the yield of wheat, anything. So here it depends upon the rainfall, then the amount of soil, if it is good or not, the pesticides what we are using. So again I'll write here etc. So one particular cause is affected by many other causes. So it is an example for statistics are affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes where one data is affecting many other data. So that is regarding the second point. The next point, statistical data are numerically expressed. As I said in the first point itself, it should be always represented in terms of numbers. If it is not represented in terms of numbers, we have very less analysis and the conclusion based on that will be difficult to give it. So always the statistical data should be represented in terms of numbers itself. Next point, estimated or enumerated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy. So every time when we are doing the statistical analysis or any other thing, it is very difficult to say each and every time what should be the accuracy level. So first itself will decide it. For example, if we have in a class, I cannot measure each and every time how many students are there. Counting each and every day it is very difficult. That time I can say it on an average, maybe if there are 80 students in a class, the present class is having about 40 or 50 students. So that time, so before itself we are deciding what should be the accuracy level. So if you go to any market, if there are many people, do you count each and every time how many people are coming to the market or for the shop? No, we are not counting. We are saying on an average so many people are coming to the market or to a place. So there the standard of accuracy is decided first itself, whether we need 90% of the accuracy. If we have, it is enough, or do we need to have 100% accuracy? If we need 100% accuracy data, that is the correct data, then we have to count and say it. If 90-95%, then we can say it on an average. So we have to decide the standard of accuracy. What should be the standard of accuracy while doing the statistical techniques? Next is, it is collected in a systematic manner. Always the statistical data should be collected in a systematic manner itself. For example, if you take your birth certificate, what are the details that you'll be having in the birth certificate? It will be the name, date of birth, parents' name, religion, address, place of birth, address, etc. You'll be having these details. If you doesn't have date of birth, for example, if it doesn't have date of birth of that particular child, then we cannot say that it is a birth certificate. Any of the details of what I have written it, if it is missing, we cannot say it as a birth certificate. So always the statistical techniques should have, so we should decide first itself what are the details we need. So each and every detail should be collected when we are doing the collection of data. So always the statistical data should be collected in a systematic manner, and it is collected for a predetermined purpose. Why we are doing the statistical techniques, why we are using that, or what analysis is done, for that the purpose should be known. Without the purpose, how to collect the data, what type of data we need, what are the analysis is done, cannot be known. So we have to know the purpose of conducting the statistical survey first itself. So always the statistics are used for a predetermined purpose. Without the purpose, we cannot go further. And it should be placed in relation to each other. So always the data collected should be related data. For example, if we are taking the height of a person, with that we need to collect the age and the weight. Height and weight are the related data. So always we need to collect the homogeneous data, that is the related data. Unrelated data we are not supposed to take. You can take the example regarding the height of a student and height of a tree, that both the data are not related. So like that, unrelated data we should not collect while using the statistical techniques. So these are the characteristics of statistics. We have 7 points. It will be asked in 5 marks. Each point carries 1 mark. So without the explanation, only the point it is asked. The question will be, mention the characteristics of statistics. So among the 7 points, you have to write 5 points for 5 marks. If it is asked in 1 mark, only 1 point. For 2 marks, 2 points. So what we have learned today, in that we have 1 mark question, 2 marks and 5 marks, all the questions. 1 mark define statistics, it can be asked. In 2 marks again define statistics can be asked. 5 mark question is regarding the characteristics of statistics. And in define statistics, 1 mark means you have to write the Bowley definition or Boddington, or regarding Croxton and Cowden. If it is asked define statistics in 2 marks, then you have to write the definition regarding the Professor Horace Sechrest. Characteristics are the 7 points which we have. In that you can learn any 5 of the points, and even in 1 mark there can be a question regarding who is the father of statistics. Then the answer is R.A. Fisher. And who is the father of Indian statistics? The answer is P.C. Mahalanobis. So that is for today. In the next class, we'll be continuing with the same chapter, Introduction to Statistics, and some basic concept where we'll be learning regarding the limitations, functions, and scope of statistics. Thank you.